Hello everyone, today we are going to review a cordless pet water fountain. This is a show brand. You might find this only in some countries or areas, but this is also similar with Petlibro, something like that, which is also available in some countries. Nonetheless, I'm going to open it up. You are going to see the design and you can find it on other fountains so you can compare with them. So the story behind this water fountain is I chose it because it has some really interesting specifications, not just being smart, because I already have a smart water fountain for my cat, but it also has some other things such as a built-in battery, which that one doesn't have, and it has a wireless pump. It sounds strange how to have a wireless pump because it pumps water, but the pump needs electricity. How you are going to mix water with electricity and wireless energy, because wireless doesn't go through water, it gets more interesting, and we are going to test that. So this is kind of an educational, learn something video, and it's also going to be a comparison with this smart water fountain, because this one keeps me always active, because every day I get errors from it and trouble. So hopefully this new one is going to solve all of those problems, and I'm going to show you why having a wireless water pump fountain for your cat is very important. And some people might say you can use always a water bowl because the cat is a cat and will drink water. But my cat likes water very much, but she also likes to play with water. And when she plays with water, she drinks more water, and it's more healthy for my cat. So I want to have a happy cat, so she should play with water and drink a lot of water. Right, so we are going to take this off. This is stainless steel tray. We have all the accessories here in this bag. I'm going to take them out. Okay. So we have here a charger, power cable, USB, we have a brush, we have a silicone tube. We have here the water pump, which is wireless. So what is wireless about this pump? Let me show you something here. So this is not a wireless water pump, so it means that inside here we have the water pump, which has a wire. But because you need to somehow open this up and clean it, some very smart guy thought that using electric contacts here and here around all that water is somehow a great idea, which of course it isn't. They do write in the manual that you should not wash this underwater and you should wipe it, but if some water goes there, it's not a problem, you just wipe it. No, it's a big problem, because that connector there gives me serious problem, and it disconnects the pump, because this is only gravity held in place here, and sometimes you need to push it. Well, my cat doesn't know to push this to make it work, so it's useless, it turns off. Also, this gives me a lot of other errors, such as not having water, such as the impeller is stuck and so on, and all of that is from that weird connector there. Well, on this wireless pump, you have the pump, and that's it. So this is the water output. The water input is here into this filter, and there is no power wire. So how does this work? Magic. Simply magic. And you are looking here at a magic power bank. So this plugs in, you turn it on, it gives electricity through wireless. But you don't put here the pump, because the pump needs water. So this is the water tank. So it gets even more interesting, because you have this ball. So you put water in, and it should stay something like that. It sits here. Then you should put the water pump into this position. And the water pump should work wirelessly into this with no wires and no contacts. Sounds absolutely fabulous. Will it work? We don't know. We are going to test it today and see how good that is. To continue the installation is very simple. You have this silicone tubing that you are going to put like this. It stays on the pump. You are going to put the tray on. It goes like this, and you have these clamps to secure it. Then you are going to put the filter pad, because this also cleans the water. The old fountain also had a filtering element. Okay, and this is the pad. The pad should stay with this part upwards, so it goes like this. The pad goes in. Then we are going to put this part over, and this will going to clip in place, and the fountain is now installed. Really nice thing, we get this tiny brush, which I didn't get with that, and this will make a hell of an addition because it helps you clean that silicone piping and also clean the water pump. The water pump is also, besides being wireless, you can take this apart. You can take this filter part off, and you have this cap here which you can remove, and you have the impeller in. So you can take the impeller out and clean it. I usually use this part to take out the propeller out. You can hang from underneath. You get the idea, right? So you can take this out, and there you go. So you can clean the shaft, and it looks like it has a ceramic shaft like aquarium pumps, which is great quality, by the way. It has lower friction, longer life, doesn't rust, and doesn't grab on the dirt as much as a metallic one. So this one spins really nicely here inside. And it also has here a sensor or LED. I don't know what that is. We are going to see later. Probably it has a sensor to know it has enough water inside. So we are going to put this back, and the filter, and I'm going to install the pump back. Put this, and you can also put this directly like that. To turn this on, because it's wireless, you can power it on from here. Also, it's not only wireless, it also isn't only mains fed. So this has a power adapter. It can work from the mains, but it also has a built-in battery, so it's going to work without power. It also has a sensor, so it detects your cat when it goes close to your fountain, and it's going to start. It does that when it's on battery. Otherwise, when it has power, it can run all the time, so the water is clean through the filter, so it's better for your cat. So let's power this on, and it does something here. I'm going to put water into this bowl. So I'm here with the water, and I'm going to put this on the plate here, and magic happens. This thing is now working, and as you can see, my curious cat is already here, and let's see. Yep, it's already drinking water because it's a cat that likes water very much. Doesn't like the water on her fur, but likes to drink a lot of water and play with that. And as you can see, now it has stopped, and if I moved in front of it, it has started again. You can program this to work or something like that, and how much to work from the app. We are going to install the app and check it out, but the fountain will work all the time with the power cable, as I told you. So let's install the app and move on and see what happens there. And as you can see, she is very attracted to the place where the water gets out, and really likes that. Also likes that the water will go from here to here. It makes that sound and splashes, and the cat likes that, which doesn't happen with the other fountain where the water just gets out of that hole. Right, so I have installed the app. It's the Tuya app, which is used for a lot of smart home automation and stuff like that. You have to enable location on your phone and Bluetooth and wireless. And now I'm going to press here on the plus, and I'm going to add a device, and this is scanning, and it's now seeing the fountain right away. So I'm going to press that, and now I need to select the wireless that I want to use with this fountain and enter the password for it. And now the fountain is being added, and it has a progress bar there. and I can rename it and things like that, but we are going to move on further with it. So let's see what happens here. Yes, we have a filter, replace screen reminder. Yes, we are going to check that later. So battery percentage, we know how much battery it has, we know how much water it has, we know the filter. So filter left, I'm going to reset it because it has a new filter. So now it says that it has 14 days, but somewhere in the manual it says that it can work for 30 days. So you know, you can check it out. And then I also have cleaned the fountain because it's brand new, and it has an option here to run UV. I don't know where it has UV inside, I really don't know. I can turn that on, but I haven't seen somewhere to have UV. If it has UV, even better, right? And then it has here a drink water today, so it should calculate the amount of water that has got out from here into the cat. So in theory, you should know how much water your cat has drank, which is amazing, but that I can only check after some usage. The cat is still here, drank a lot of water, it doesn't even want to get off the table, but I'm going to leave her there. So let's see what else we have here. So we have checked that. Then on smart we have working mode, smart, normal. Probably it uses the sensor to turn on or off. Then we have statistics here, and it's not populated yet with the drinking of the cat. And let's see in settings here, we have the reminders, filter reset, so on, and we have this UV running time 5 minutes. I don't know where the UV lamp is in this, so that's, I don't know, maybe it has, maybe it doesn't, but I don't know where it could be. Maybe, oh, maybe you've seen something in the pump, that LED. I think that's the one. I think it has there a UV light, so the water that goes through the pump, it gets blast of UV. That's it's awesome, because the old fountain was getting really gunked up just in a few days, even with a new filter, even with water changes that I did, even sometimes daily. It still got something like nasty, creepy stuff on it. Maybe with the UV on this one, it's no longer going to happen. So as you can see, very easy to install, very easy to set up, and you get a lot of interesting things here to check out, the battery and so on. And let's see, what's the normal program mode, doesn't, and cancel. Smart, normal, and cancel. Right, so not a lot about that one. And let me show you something interesting. So this is running, it says that it has 42% water. How does it measure water? It doesn't have a float inside or sensor, doesn't look like it has one. So I'm just going to pull this out. Look at that, 0 water, and it already sent me alerts that something is wrong with it. But look at this, when I get the water close to it, let's look at it. So it's not on, but I'm getting close and closer, as you can see, and it started by the position of the level, the inductance of the water inside. It can measure actually how much water inside there is. So pretty smart. Let's add some water to it. So let's pour some water over this water, and look at that, the level is increasing. It really knows how much water there is, and you can see the time has passed. Those 5 minutes of running UV has finished right now. Coincidence, but it turned off. Or maybe you need to re-enable it after you add water. So I really like that. Very smart thing. So this measures the water exactly. On this old fountain here, it didn't have such thing, but it gave me errors that it doesn't have water, or the impeller is stuck, something like 5 times per day, while this still had enough water, or the water was not flowing because those contacts were not making contact. Alright, so now we know that it has two working modes. It has a smart mode that uses a sensor, so when the cat or something approaches, it starts, which is really nice. It's battery operated, so when you don't have mains power, this still works. It also has remaining water here, so if anything else, something fails, it still has water. It's made to have water always here, so maybe the cat doesn't walk through the front of it. It goes from this side or from the back side, so this doesn't start. It still has water, so it's not going to die of thirst. And you can always take it off the base. Already got notification here that something is wrong, and you can see you can power this on from here. And let's also connect it to the mains. So it has this connector, USB Type-C, normal Type-C connector. It has this rubber thing, but I don't know what that is for. Oh no, it's for this, so you can put this. Oh, the fountain is sending me, it's crying that something is not right. So we have here a USB Type-C with a rubber insulator, so somehow the water doesn't splash into it, so it gives extra protection. And you have this anti-pull system, so if you pull the wire, it's not going to take this connector out because it's held in place by those small things that keep it in place. So this is connected. I don't have mains here, but I'm going to use a power bank for this test. Let's connect it, and you can see now it's charging the battery inside. So this is waterproof here, you can splash on it, but it's very important not to wash this part, not like this one where you are forced to wash the part with contacts and mess it up. So I'm going to put this back on, and it starts right away. This one, the old one, it does separate like this. You have the water pump with this, and here's the filter, and it has an interior bowl for water, and this one with the electronics inside. But it also has another major problem. Somehow when my cat drinks water from this one, the water will drip around this edge and is going to go between these two edges, and you get water inside this. As you can see, there are some splashes. Well, sometimes it gets so much water that it reaches here and passes through this, and guess what? Here is the main board and the electronics. So 2 times I have took this apart, and it was wet inside over the electronics because somehow the water went through this too and went there. So the design of this fountain, of this one, is really stupid. Right, so hopefully here you don't have what else to break, because if the cat drinks here around here, the water will go over the outside, or if it goes inside, it gets back into the water bowl, because here is the water bowl and nothing else. So I should not be doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So it doesn't have a sensor for the top if you take it out, but nonetheless you can see it working. So if I take this out, the pump stops, and probably that's the UV there. So let's see, do we see something on the camera? Let's turn the UV back on, and I've turned on the UV, but let's see. I don't see a glimmer or shimmer or something like that, but maybe it's something happening. Let's investigate this further. I'm going to do something like this. Take the filter out, put this on. Yep, and indeed it has UV there. There you go. So the water is really passing through a UV light source. So they were not joking about that. And as you can see, this is really fault tolerant. So I shouldn't be doing this with it on, but I really enjoy doing it because I can show you exactly what's happening, how it's working, and it's not giving me weird errors. This thing is working. Now it's showing me that it's connected to the power supply and it's charging. It still shows me that I can put more water. I'm going to put more water. And another interesting thing is the filter design. So if I'm going to take this top part off, you have this filter pad, but what happens when the filter pad is full? You can see it still has some space between this silicone. So when this is not going to allow water to pass through, the water is going to go through this unfiltered, but it doesn't overfill. It's a safety feature and is very well thought of, and they have designed this so water is getting around in this bowl and it's going to go over this edge around the filter, so it passes through the filter till the center. So it has time to pass through the filter, gets filtered, then gets back in. When the filter is full, clogged, it's going to pass to the center and it's going to fall back unfiltered because you need to change the filter. But very well designed that way, so it doesn't overfill. Otherwise, this pump will going to fill this with water and water will go out without that safety feature. So that was it for now. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and learned that electricity passes through water, through plastic, and it gives energy further on. So my cat is now ultra high-tech enabled, is going to drink UV blister cleared water that passes through filters, and she's going to be happy with that. No more broken fountain and errors. And if I move, it's going to start away. Very good detection there. If you want to actually also see the original review of that one, I'm going to leave here somewhere a link. This one also got a second edition. Now it also has a battery and other improvements, but I was very disappointed about the first edition, so went with this one. Until my next video, see you and bye bye.